Hey there, I'm Kristen. We're going to tap into some divine messages, all right? So take a deep breath with me and ask the angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into your space and our energy, okay, to provide divine messages and guidance for our highest and greatest good, all right? So we have a Knight of Wands. We have a King of Cups. And we have a King of Wands. Wow. Let's see. It's kind of like these two might want to come towards you in some sort of way. Or they're feeling inspired. I feel like there's a bit of one knowing about the other in some way, shape, or form, energetically. Wow, this is interesting. Or this could be one masculine in their emotions and feeling very much like they're in a leadership position, someone who, you know, is like holding on to, you know, and claiming what's rightfully theirs. And I feel like their eye is on the prize. They very much could be reflecting in their emotions because these two are like looking at each other. So they could be reflecting about, you know, what direction they want to take when it comes to love. Okay. And I feel like there very much could be an energy that will start taking action towards you. All right. I feel like Temperance is at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like patience is needed regarding this. All right. Let's get a couple more cards. Justice is playing out here. I feel like there's some sort of ruling in your favor, and or someone sees you as having like good favor, or favor is bestowed on you, or like you have some sort of grace about you, or you speak some sort of like, you're very like unbiased, maybe have an interesting perspective. Maybe you're someone people come to as a authority figure. Interesting. Judgment, maybe when it comes to a process of helping those through a healing or an awakening or an enlightenment. You may work for the divine in some way, shape, or form, right? Interesting. Or this energy does. I feel like somebody wants to rush in because they know someone else is in your energy. Okay. They very much might be dealing with their own situations when it comes to judgment here. I mean, judgment and justice literally are right next to each other. All right. So something is unfolding here. Yeah. And I feel like it has something to do with, you know, someone trying to get away with something, right? Trying to hide something. I feel like there's shame in this. I feel like maybe there's an energy feeling shame about what's happened, right? And I feel like there's been a lot of time that's passed since all of this, or since you've seen them, spoke to them. I feel like they've taken their sweet ass time. I feel like you see this experience as a blessing. I feel like you have like past go and collect $200. I feel like the pathway is illuminated to you. You're on the illuminated path. So you're on the enlightenment path. You also could be receiving some sort of blessing in your life. So you have like divine favor is what I'm getting. And I feel like somebody may not have treated you well the first time, and I'm getting that they might want to rush back in because now they realize, after going through a process of judgment and justice, that you were the favor or you have favor, and they chose greed. And as a result of them choosing greed, they lost you in the process, and you're the favor, you're the blessing. Wow. And so now they realize that they pretty much screwed themselves out of the blessing that they so coveted. All right. I feel like they sabotage themselves in the situation here. Yep, I feel like they're finally seeing this clearly now. They're awake. They're stuck in a situation, in an energy of not having enough, not feeling enough, and experiencing lack and poverty in their life because they chose greed over the divine blessing that they had, is what I'm getting. I feel like somebody, you know, had the Two of Cups, right? And then something over here happened and it caused some sort of effect, okay? Whatever lustful ways, one of this energy, you know, the direction they took, it ended them up in a position of lack. I feel like someone, you know, manipulated a situation emotionally and thought that they were going to, you know, get away with it. But I feel like that's not been the case. Okay. Yeah, I feel like they're in the Four of Cups energy. I feel like they're with this Queen of Cups. Maybe they thought this was going to be, you know, an abundant union of some kind, partnership. They worked with others to create all kinds of chaos and conflict for you. I feel like they thought that they had more power spiritually, but I'm getting you're a divine being here, and they juggled the wrong one, or they messed around with the wrong one. Okay, and then I also have the Four of Wands and the High Priestess and then the Magician. So yeah, I feel like you are either masculine or feminine or both. It doesn't really matter. Maybe you're in union with oneself because you've mastered your feminine, your divine feminine and divine masculine energy here. And I feel like you have reached some sort of accomplishment here. And I feel like their attempts to prevent this for you, this growth, this development, this mastering, has only got them in worse situations. I have the Tower, the Two of Swords, and the Page of Cups. I feel like maybe you were hidden in plain sight until it was too late. I feel like whoever was faced with a test failed the test, and as a result, everything is crumbling down. There is this energy of wanting to offer some sort of olive branch. I'm getting your back is to the situation. There's been healing as a result of this experience. They will watch you continue to serve others as part of your purpose in whatever way you see fit. And you are protected by the Most High. This is Archangel Michael. Wow. All right. That was just energy off the bottom of the deck. I'm going to leave it like that. And we're going to get some additional info from some other decks. The deck I'm using is about people's personas. So we're going to get a little information about the Knight of Wands, King of Cups, and King of Wands. We're going to see if it is the same energy, if it's two different energies, or is there three energies here? Or is it all one person? Okay, so let's see what we get. And what happened in the situation as well. All right, so what we have here is, we're not looking at the bottom. Let's use this one too, okay? Or actually, we'll do that next. All right, so we have, it says Uranus in the 7th house, Libra, which is justice and balance. It says, I balance unpredictable and fractured relationship patterns. So this is something that repeats, okay? And so this is speaking about one of the personas here. And I'm getting it is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so this is representing somebody who has in and out energy. So they're unpredictable and there's fractured relationship patterns. They often have high expectations. And when people don't meet those, then there's some sort of push and pull energy. They're chronically single, or they want lovers as a friend. They won't really take orders, so they kind of refuse authority. They detach or they're over attached, meaning their identity tends to shift depending on who they're around. They often feel unsafe. They have eccentric liaisons, meaning they have like some hidden secrets, and they're usually looking for the exit because they want to leave people before they leave them. And so they're going to be the runner, okay, as well as the chaser. So this would speak to past or current life abandonment requires healing. And so that kind of describes, like, you know, the back and forth, specifically around the idea of what partnership means and what is a healthy level of involvement and expectation. So I feel like there's some lessons to learn when it comes to how we're energetically showing up. I feel like there's like patterns here. So this very much could be like a soul lesson, a spiritual lesson that someone's learning for their soul's growth. I have Uranus again in the 9th house, but it's Sagittarius, so fire sign. And we have 2 fire signs here. And so this would be, I know. So someone is really going through the crisis of their personal belief system. So this would be an ego death. This would be the process of spiritual awakening, and even a dark night of the soul. Like, it's a multi-phased process. And so they very much could be feeling like everything that they've known up until this point no longer really runs true. And so there's this like, I don't know what to believe energy, or who to believe, who to trust, right? I feel like there's this uprooting. Remember how I saw the tower? I feel like sometimes things go haywire, right? There's this downfall, or, you know, hitting our lowest point, so that we can release all of these belief systems that don't really align with us, right? Like continually driven to question, fracture, and break free of any previous belief systems, right? And then it kind of like you start from scratch. It's like rebuilding from the beginning. There may also be dogmatically holding on to belief systems to the point of traumatizing others. So maybe someone is using their belief systems to afflict pain or suffering on other people. I feel like the message here says, although highly idealistic and open-minded, your compulsive search for answers can also make you erratic and controlling. Take care not to push your oft times unusual or revolutionary ideas onto others. So someone may be struggling with someone else's self-concept or belief systems, maybe even their own belief system. And so there is this kind of like waking up to the reality, which is our true existence here on Earth. And maybe what they've believed up until this point has been something that they're now waking up to being a false system or false beliefs, or seeing the patterns of something and looking at, you know, the star here. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a pattern. And I'm seeing multiple patterns being repeated over and over again. So I feel like someone's receiving some sort of enlightenment, some sort of aha, to see where something that might have happened a while ago that they've been holding on to, that has literally been repeated over and over again and affecting their physical experience here. So there's a bit of like, you know, someone's getting checked. Okay, and I feel like sometimes, you know, when there's some sort of like violation of law, spiritual or physical, or something in life that needs balance that's out of balance, I feel like that's what's going on here. Like something is a catalyst because it's unbalanced. It's being brought into balance. However, it might not seem that way at this moment, but I feel like that's the pendulum swinging. And I'm getting that sometimes we have to take a time out, a pause, and surrender so that we can see clearly what's truly going on in our environment. I feel like that's also what's happening here. Like, why would you hold on to somebody or something or an experience or the past when all it did was bring you pain and suffering? It's like, why are we continuously choosing suffering? Why are we continuously doing things to perpetuate suffering? Specifically of using our suffering to create suffering. So it's like that vibration. The next persona is Pluto in the first house, Aries. I am. So this is exploration of the freedom of self. So this would be a thirst for freedom and self-discovery makes for long-term partnerships hard for you to maintain, but relationships bring important insight and a true reflection of yourself. So this energy is being like a lone wolf, a control freak, someone who's suspicious, vigilant, worry of any new situations, fears being dominated, can be charming when it is something that they're going to use to benefit from. There is this getting shit done energy. And then there's also being aloof and guarded and warm-hearted. Very interesting card. So it's like there's some strengths there too, as well as some opportunities. I feel like, let's see if we can get some messages here. So I feel like the answer to my question about whether this is one person, 3 persons, or 2 persons, I'm getting that it is one person. Okay, and I'm getting like they may show up as someone who has emotions, but I would say that their ego is what's driving. And I'm getting that they've taken a lot of action and made a lot of decisions that may have been ego driven. And as a result of that, they're experiencing that in the physical realm in their own dynamic, their own situation. So it's not 3 masculines. It's not 2 masculines. What I'm getting is that it's one masculine and there's 2 sides to what we're seeing here as far as the energy. So we have water and fire. So they may have strong fire energy or they have a very big ego, okay? I feel like their ego has maybe cashed some checks that their ass cannot pay for, okay? Because look, they're not in any place of financial stability. So I feel like the ego, like I said, has cashed some checks that, you know, their ass can't pay for. All right. There's a Queen of Wands here who's also very much in their ego. Okay. Or maybe somebody wants to come towards a Queen of Wands. What's the Queen of Wands? Someone sees you in their you in the Queen of Wands energy. Oh, okay. Look at Moon and the 5 of Swords. So someone might want to head towards your direction because they could be dealing with someone in their energy that is very unpredictable in its fractured relationship patterns. It's like a trauma bond, okay? They both are in their lustful ways, their pride, their ego, and there's like a trauma bond here, okay? We'll get more info. Yeah, and to back that up is the Moon as well as the 5 of Swords. Okay, I feel like that's what the Justice and Judgment's about. I feel like there was some sort of attack against you, potentially. Slander, lying, defaming, betrayal, deceiving, okay, while you may have gone through an awakening, okay? And I feel like they might have wanted to have this go to them instead of you. Again, it's all related to attacking you because of your belief systems, okay? And you have self-expression. You have the freedom to express yourself, whether they agree with you or not. But I feel like you have been attacked. You have been spiritually attacked by this Queen of Wands and this King of Wands. And I'm getting that we're going to find out more. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I feel like you're very much protected regarding this situation. Anything else you want to share? Can you give me some information about this Queen of Wands? Okay. Hold on, this is a big deck. 1 second. Okay. Interesting. All right, we'll get a couple more. All right, so what I'm getting is this energy, moon in the 3rd house, Gemini, I think. Someone says the quiet part out loud. Someone's responsive, engaging, has good memory, intellectualizes emotions, expressive, unfiltered, restless, chatty, curious, talented impersonator, and conversational. You strongly believe you make decisions based on rational thinking processes, but in fact, you rely far more on intuition and emotions than you realize. I also have energy here that says deep desire to know source of our being. Pluto in the 9th house, Sagittarius, I see. Take care of that. Take care that your deep insights and constant quest for mastery don't turn you into a spiritual know-it-all, intent on converting others to your point of view. So if someone either does this themselves, they try to convince people of their beliefs, and if they don't have the same beliefs as them, then they're wrong. They don't have any room for individuals to have their own personal belief systems, okay? I feel like someone is very highly self-aware. This is Pluto, 6th house Virgo, I analyze. Someone's observant, focused on self-improvement, hardworking, over-analysis, paralysis, anxious, serves others, fears criticism, conflicted, loves a challenge, and is humble. Painful self-awareness and self-distrust often blocks you from sharing your gifts. Trust in your heart connection to source to relieve this anxiety. Know that you are enough. Also, energy over here is focused on self-sufficiency. Pluto in the 2nd house, Taurus, I have. Your self-sufficient hyperfocus often prevents you from seeing outside perspectives. So your soul creates situations for you to see things from another perspective. So someone is experiencing this now so that they can understand both sides and what that experience is. Because at that point, they will potentially learn the lesson. And so this talks about being resourceful, confident, stress resistant, can't get knocked down, self-reliant, protects their assets, protects their energy, ambitious, creates an emotional and physical island. So someone doesn't let just anybody in. Okay, and then I also have an energy of being avoidant. Mars in the 12th house, Pisces, I believe, lacks self-confidence, hides their feelings, represses rage, bullied and bully, feels defeated, expresses anger non-verbally, stymied, passive-aggressive, and avoids conflict. It's hard for you to believe you can accomplish great things. Allow encouragement from others, which will boost your confidence and help you meet your goals. So this is someone in this current energy here. Wow, I feel like there's this recognition here that you could have Taurus rising in your chart, ascending, but stamina, tremendous staying power, passionate, possessive, and collector, stubborn, lazy, resists change, practical, farsighted, jealous, devoted, and likes fine things. So this energy is fixated beliefs and slow to react. Your calm presence is comforting to others. You're willing to follow but resist being pushed to do something you don't want to do. Okay, that's interesting. All right, let's get some messages. What does the Queen of Wands have to say? What's the Queen of Wands have to say? So what I'm getting is this Queen of Wands is trying to block this King of Cups, King of Wands, who's the same energy, from leaving her or going in another direction, or is finding out what they're up to behind the scenes and is like kind of doing a bit of a block. So let's see what this says. It says mirrors, okay? And it says our inner guidance is clear, but our ego is resisting it. Okay, I was talking about ego, fire sign, King of Fire sign, Knight of Wands. I mean, King of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. I'm getting that. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, the ego is in the middle here, affecting this growth, the guidance. Okay, what else do you have here? All right, we'll definitely get more. This is also a really big deck. Cool decks, though. I like working with them. All right, we have Queen of Wands. Don't listen to other people. Trust yourself to know the truth. Okay? So I feel like somebody needs to trust themselves over what other people say. I feel like somebody may have done a lot of lying and is no longer trustworthy. And someone is being told to trust your intuition over your ego. You're in your old patterns but can't see it. So look in the mirror. All right, what's the Knight of Wands energy? Is there more Queen of Wands messages? Okay, there is. Hold on a second. Let's get the Queen of Wands energy. I need to move slowly with this, but trust that I'm moving, even when it seems that I'm not. So someone might be looking towards a new direction and maybe leaving a situation that they're currently in. So it's kind of like they're working behind the scenes. And then I have a father and a child, and it says karmic ties on it. And it says, your children need to come first. Trust that they are part of our plan. Alternate, our inner children need to come first. So I feel like somebody is needing to take care of their family and put their family first over themselves or whatever they're trying to seek. So I feel like this could be triggering. It says patterns. My inner child was wounded when my parents couldn't respond to me in the way I needed them to. I am reacting from that wound. So in this dynamic, someone is very envious and jealous and maybe has felt that they've always had to compete for attention from people. And so they've had to go to great lengths to feel validated and enough from other people. And as a result, that's as a result of inner childhood wounding when their parents couldn't respond to them when they needed them to. And I feel like this is something that also happened with the masculine energy. And so they mirror this back and forth to one another. Okay, so then we also have, there are subconscious fears affecting our ability to attract love and abundance. The universe is helping us make these conscious so we can easily attract what we want, including each other. So I feel like somebody is possibly realizing that their fears are what are presenting in their reality with the Five of Pentacles. I feel like there is this awareness, this awakening. I feel like they're holding on tightly to whatever they have, resisting change, even being greedy, because they have this fear of loss and abandonment. Okay. Okay, so let's get the Knight of Wands, King of Cups, King of Wands energy. Okay, let's get that. Some messages. I'm trying to leave my comfort zone with this issue, right? Remember how I said, like, somebody wants to leave where they're at and seek something different because they see this as an issue and they may not want to resolve it, or they don't know how to resolve it. Okay. Okay, and then I have mirrors. I hear ya. You're projecting your own fears and limitations onto me. Go within to understand that you are seeing yourself, not me. Someone attracted someone just like them, and they don't like it. I feel like this is the runner and the chaser energy, the Knight of Wands. And, you know, I'm trying to leave my comfort zone with this issue, but, you know, I feel like they're running away from their problems instead of dealing with them. And then I'm also getting someone is seeing themselves in this karmic partner that they're with. So it's like they're mirroring back to each other. Okay. And so there could be fatherhood wounds here, from the childhood perspective, inner childhood wounds here. This would be the coming and going, right, from a place of love and the fatherhood sector here. So that could be what's being mirrored back and forth between the two of them. It's like, you know, this Knight of Wands is kind of like leaving, right? Maybe going elsewhere and spreading their intentions elsewhere. So maybe in the childhood sector here for them, you know, they didn't have a real stable foundation. Okay. Someone feels like their own fears are being projected onto the other person and then back to them. All right, communication. Neither one of us is being honest right now. Why are we afraid to express ourselves? Okay, so they're not able to really see each other for where they're at right now, and they're not honest. They're lying to one another to save face. Or maybe they were. I feel like they're having a difficulty communicating, or they're not communicating, or they're using someone to communicate for them. Okay. My heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. Okay. You think I'm not listening to you, but I am. I hear everything you say and even replay our conversations in my head. So somebody might want, so they may want to, if they're not communicating, they could be listening to music, and that is kind of triggering past experiences for them. When I let myself go deeper into thoughts of you, I can feel my heart opening. This is like telepathic stuff going on here. Karmic ties. Past lives are influencing our connection. I've lost you in other lifetimes, and that makes me afraid. I need to heal the grief to allow the love to bloom. Wow. Okay. We have, I wish you could see that we are mirroring each other right now. So they're mirroring each other right now. Okay. We incarnated together to clear specific patterns from our ancestral bloodlines. Wow. And by this experience, that's happening. By working through the process and healing is what does that. Okay? The awakening and going through the ego death and the dark night of the soul and, you know, tapping into the healing journey is what's going to help clear out patterns that have been playing out for generations, and it will actually help the ancestral bloodlines. I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense. So they're not feeling safe. Our mission is to be unconditional love. Clearing our programming is a necessary part of opening our hearts and going back to our heart space. Okay. Thank you. Just like you, I'm always doing some form of mission. My energy and wisdom supports those around me. So maybe this is like appealing to somebody now, whereas before maybe they felt defensive about it. Maybe didn't feel much alignment to it. Maybe thought that it was some sort of trap. Or just couldn't do the realization, couldn't like do the work. I see you working to create change, and I'm proud of what you are accomplishing. I want to work on a mission with you. When our conversations are lighthearted and playful, it eases the tension that is sometimes there when we talk. Surrender brings us together faster than resistance. Okay. Mirrors. I can't validate our love in 3D until I understand our spiritual love in the 5D. Give me time to explore this aspect so I can be a strong spiritual partner for you. Okay, more messages. Union. Our love will manifest through the union of heart and mind. Expanding these areas allows our love to grow. We have our union energy needs clearing. Repeat this 11 times with slow, deep breaths. You ready? You can pause this and do it 11 times if you want. It says, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I'll do it one more time. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Forgive the past. There's nothing to change or fix. I've never felt love like this before. The depth of it can be inspiring, but also overwhelming. Okay, so there could be a message for somebody there. There's a lesson to be learned from this. Thank you, Spirit. That was awesome. Someone could be coming to some sort of realization and understanding what they truly want from a partnership or an experience. It very much could be different than maybe what they're used to. And as a result of that, the depth of it is inspiring as well as overwhelming. I also have karmic ties here. So this is, I've been giving my power away to people in my life. I'm learning to set boundaries. Any other messages for the collective regarding this? Okay. Union. I feel the chemistry between us. We need to trust that the energy we share will bring us back together again. So someone is desiring some sort of reconciliation, or here, this is talking to patterns. My ego is fragile to criticism and rejection. I've created walls to protect myself. Okay. We also have, I am walking home to you. I'm not sure where I am on the path, but I am walking it. Okay. 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 Communication. I'll contact you when I'm able to. Right now, my life is too complicated to bring you into it. But I know that I do want to talk to you. Interesting. Karmic ties. I can't fully be there for you as long as this other person is in my life. I know it's hard for you, but I have to go through this experience in order to heal it. Okay. I've been so grounded all my life, it's hard for me to trust the spiritual elements of our connection. Yet I can't deny that they exist. Yeah, so this is a bit of the awakening energy, you know, specifically when it comes to like the deep desire to know the source of our being, as well as like seeing these fractured patterns all over the place. And I wish I could say what I really feel. Someday I will, but right now I'm afraid to be myself. That might be a reason why they're attacking maybe your belief systems, because they truly can't be themselves and be authentically in their own belief systems. They feel like they're struggling with that self-concept. And they very much could be like, everything they've known to be true now seems false. What we are experiencing is part of a larger collective clearing. Don't feel alone because others are healing too. Sound healing. Ooh, sound healing is so great. Our inner children are crying out right now. We both need to comfort them and become the parents. So sometimes we can't change how we were raised, but we can change how we show up now. And a lot of times going back to our childhood and revisiting those difficult experiences, even with assistance, even with a professional, helps us to kind of reparent ourselves. And it also helps us be better parents to our children because we have a higher awareness and we also have forgiveness. Because nobody's perfect and we're all trying to figure it out. Doesn't mean that you deserved any kind of trauma because you didn't, but to continue with the trauma cycle is a decision that you have to make. My heart is with another right now. I have to finish this karmic contract in order to be free. Okay, so someone very much could have contracts to fulfill here. Lessons to be learned with certain people. Our energy is stagnant. Triggers sometimes happen to break the stagnancy and help the energy to flow again. So if you feel like you've been triggered, it's to move energy. I've been learning about twin flames. It feels right to me. So someone's like, what? What's all this terminology? Yeah. I have 11. The next solstice or equinox will bring us an important shift. Look at Stonehenge. Sacred spaces. Okay, keep going. All right. Karmic ties. I'm not happy. Karma, behaviors, people, or situations is playing a role in what's happening with me, and it's hard for me to see a way out. Okay? Numerous people took a chance and lost. All right. Karmic ties. I'm accessing past life wisdom. It's helping me understand things with a new perspective. So this could be learning the laws of the universe. This situation is being caused by both of us. Look at your own role in this situation to help us change it. Someone may be pointed to see that it takes two to tango. You can't just blame one person. This is a cool deck, huh? I like this deck. We are alchemists. We transform fear into love, shadow into light. And then we also have, I need to be strong in who I am before I can merge my energy with yours in the 3D. I'm afraid I could lose myself in this relationship. So I'm getting a couple different things here. So I feel like some of these messages are for those, I feel like there's numerous energies I'm picking up in this reading. So, you know, only take what resonates for you. Don't accept everything as yours. Okay, it should really speak to you. It should resonate with you. It shouldn't feel like I'm telling you this for the first time. Okay. So numerous relationships in different phases, experiencing the pull and the push and the need to go within for guidance, trusting ourselves in changing times, for sure. Is there anything else with this deck? No. I'm not going to give into fear. I know fear is an illusion. I feel like many of us are learning that, how fear can get us off track and how it actually affects our physical reality. Like if we create from a place of fear, then we'll have something to fear. If we are so invested in what we don't want, then how does the universe know the difference? Because our energy is being invested towards what we don't want versus what we do want. So be mindful about your energy and where you direct it. Okay. Yeah. Whew. Ooh, baby. Let's see. Well, final thought. Okay. Final thoughts are the 9 of Swords, which is a lot of thoughts. Many, 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 many thoughts. Almost too many thoughts. There was a lot said, a lot done, a lot to be experienced here. I feel like somebody's heavily in their mind, and it's not a place that has, I feel like it's very busy. I feel like somebody might have a lot to say, but not know how to say it. Let's see. They very much could be avoidant, hiding themselves, covering their face in some sort of shame. I feel like somebody's ashamed. Okay? But they're not sure what to do about the situation, so they repress. Look at 3 of Pentacles. I feel like somebody's ashamed for the things that they have done with a group. Someone very much could be experiencing the backlash of what was done with this group. Might have something to do with work. I feel like, or party group even. I feel like there's a lot of things being said and passed around and gossip happening regarding the situation here. I feel like somebody thought that they were investing in something that was going to really be fruitful for them. And I'm getting that might not have been the case. Page of Wands. I feel like this person very much could be going in a different direction than them. Maybe finding a new interest, finding something that's more passionate, or maybe the passion isn't there anymore. King of Pentacles. Judgment. Seven of Swords. Tower. About a Queen of Cups, who they feel very stuck and trapped with. I feel like they have to see this contract through. I feel like they tried to, or they're trying to get away from this tower falling with this Queen of Cups because they feel like it's going to end them. It's going to like end in some sort of, there's like a difficult ending here. I feel like it's Judgment Day. I feel like what, you know, the divine has seen all the tricks, okay? And as a result of all the tricks, I feel like there's this downfall happening. And it has something to do with this Queen of Cups. All right. I'm getting somebody lost a job as it relates to having some sort of lustful experience at work. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. All right, I feel like something happened that has created some sort of downfall. I feel like they tried to be secretive. I feel like they tried to hide this from the awareness, but I'm getting like the divine sees all. I feel like they very much may, I don't think they can defend themselves in the situation about what has been done. I feel like they led with passion, lust, and pride. The 3 Ps. Yeah. And I feel like there's a bit of shame and regret, and they're being haunted now because of the choices they've made. I feel like there's an ending here, and it's not pretty. Okay. I feel like there's I feel like they've blocked themselves from experiencing happiness and joy in their life. That's too bad. Star energy. It's time for them to heal now.